Okay, full disclosure here. I had a serious conversation with myself about money at the beginning of this year, and after some hard work, my finances are in better shape than they've been in a long time. A lot of us women are scared when it comes to money. How do we invest? Have we saved enough? Put aside your fears, because author Sharon Lechter joins me now to break down what's fact and what's fiction when it comes to your financial success. Good morning. So nice to have you here.
Good morning, Jane. Thank you.
Okay, you say that there is a big myth that people believe they can't become wealthy, and that's holding them back. Could you explain?
Well, growing up as kids, did your parents say we can't afford it, right? Pinch your pennies, money doesn't grow on trees. All of that. As children, we hear these concepts, money negative, and so we end up with this idea of money is scarce, right? And we're afraid we're never going to make enough, and then when we make it, we're afraid we're going to lose it. And once you recognize where it came from, you can release that and understand that everyone has the opportunity to create wealth.
Okay, a lot of entrepreneurs these days particularly are working like 80-hour weeks. You know people like that. Is that what it takes today to be financially successful?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. When you start a business, it takes full dedication, all right, and it takes a lot of time and energy and hours, but what you're creating is an asset that goes beyond you. And once that's created, you have other people running it, systems that are generating cash flow, so that then you don't have to work as hard. And that's the concept of invest your time and energy. Don't spend your time, invest your time in creating assets.
Okay, you say there's one thing that all self-made wealthy people have in common. What is that? I'm curious.
And that's they either buy, build, or create assets that generate revenue.
Buy, build, or create assets, just like you just talked about with building your own business.
And that's, people think they have to have millions to be financially free. You're financially free when the monthly income from your assets exceeds your monthly expenses, all right? So somebody could have a couple of apartment houses that generate $100,000. If their living expenses are under 50, they're financially free, right? So the issue is buy, build, and don't be your only asset. So if we don't get out of bed in the morning, you don't make money. Start early investing.
That's really good advice, really good advice. Okay, so I've heard a lot of people say, or some people say, money isn't that important. I can tell you, as you go along in life and you encounter all kinds of things like aging parents, kids in school, all that kind of stuff, I don't personally think that that's true. I mean, not that you need to be wealthy, but what do you think?
Well, money isn't everything, but as my friend Rita Davenport, who's in my new book, says, it's right up there next to oxygen, right? I've had money and I've had no money, and it's a lot easier when you have money. It is, the way that we create wealth, but it also gives us the opportunity to give back. So the more you make, the more you can give. And life is a lot easier when you have the finances.
Another thing that you hear people say is, well, you've got to be really smart to earn a lot of money. What's your take on that?
Well, the issue is they're thinking school smart, all right? And so, yes, you need to educate yourself. And unfortunately, we're not teaching our kids about money yet in school. So we need to find the resources to teach ourselves about how to buy, build, and create assets. It's not what you do for your paycheck. Jane, is what you do with your paycheck.
Okay, you just touched on one of my big pet peeves, that we don't teach our kids in school the realities and the practical things about managing money. That said, one final myth you say is people who say, I grew up in the middle class, that's where I'll always be.
And that's because we don't teach our kids about money. If we want to level the playing field, we need to teach our children about money in school. Because we've heard the saying, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. That's because we're learning that at home. I will say, I will compliment Texas.
Is so true.
Texas is one of the 17 states that does have personal finance as a high school requirement. It's not a separate class in Texas, so that's the next step you need to take. But Texas is moving in the right direction. So.
Well, thanks for coming in this morning and sharing what you have in your book with us. Unlock the Secret to Success for Your Financial Freedom. Sharon's new book, Success and Something Greater, is available now wherever books are sold. She's also the author of Think and Grow Rich for Women and Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Learn more online at SharonLechter.com.